So my name is Anton. I'm 26 years old from Sweden. And I found Alex on YouTube and kind of resonated with his story. And then I just got into sales as well and got myself into Alex mentorship. And here I am today working with sales, traveling the world, living the good life. In this industry, most of it is digital products. And that's why it's a lot of freedom as well, right? Because you don't have to be like physical anywhere. Way more superior than traditional sales. You don't have to go door knocking or sell some bullshit. Like the people who come to you, they're actually like interested in your product, you know? So you always, as an appointment setter, you call people who's like interested in the product. So I did that for a couple months, maybe like 3K a month, not too much. And then I was talking with Alex again, and he's like, you gotta leave that role. You need a better role. You can land something better. So he started to like get me on a couple of interviews, and I managed to land another role. And now I'm bringing in 6-7K last month. First of all, I gotta find out how you want your life to be designed, and you gotta choose your beacon based on that. What do you want to do yourself? I can only speak based on my own experience, which is running an agency and doing sales. And I would go into sales again if I chose like now, you know. You can't get into this industry alone. Like if you're gonna go into it without a mentor, like good luck. You're gonna need someone, you know. It's very hard to get your foot into this industry all by your own. So if you think that you can do that yourself, you're just naive, to be honest.
Okay guys, so I'm sitting here with Anton. We've been working together now for a couple of months in terms of getting into remote high ticket sales. So Anton, why don't you just present yourself real quick? Who are you and where you're from and what do you do?
Yeah, so my name is Anton. I'm 26 years old from Sweden, just like Alex. I was initially like getting into the online space, doing some agency stuff, like invested in a course there and learned, like ran an agency basically. And I found Alex on YouTube and kind of resonated with his story. And then I just, got into sales as well and got myself into Alex mentorship. And here I am today, like working with sales and traveling the world and living the good life, I guess.
Yes, sir. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. So a couple of different things I want to cover with you, man, because you have a very interesting story and I want to like really go in depth in some different things. But first off, just for context, I know a bunch of the guys that watch this might not know like exactly like what is remote high ticket sales, like what do you do? Because obviously you're an appointment setter right now specifically. What does that look like? Like who do you sell it for? What do you actually like do? What does your day look like? Could you just like give us some insight on like how that looks like for you? Like what does a typical like work day look like for you and what do you actually do during that time?
Yeah, so basically like how it works is that you get like leads from an ad, right? So you get like people opting in to buy a product, which can be like essentially any digital product. And then you call these people, you know, and you kind of like do some discovery, you find out who they are, what they're looking for, like what they've been struggling with. And then you basically put them on a call with a sales closer, which like, sells them the program basically to fix their problem. So that's a very simple explanation. And I guess like in this industry, most of it is digital products. And that's why it's a lot of freedom as well, right? Because you don't have to be like physical anywhere. And it's just way more superior than like traditional sales, because like you don't have to go door knocking or sell some bullshit. Like the people who come to you, they're actually like interested in your product, you know? So you always like, as an appointment setter, you call people who's like interested in the product, not like, here, come and buy like this phone subscription. It's like, it's none of that bullshit, you know, so.
Exactly. That's a big thing that usually when I talk to guys that are like in traditional sales roles, is like they're kind of surprised by the fact like you don't do any, like you don't deal with any cold prospects. It's only like warm inbound people that actually like are interested in what you have to offer. So that's good stuff. I'm curious for you, like I know obviously what you're doing, but what's the offer that you're selling? Like what's the kind of product that you're selling right now?
Yeah, so currently I've been on 2 different offers, right? But currently I'm on one offer, which like has been the best one so far. And we basically help people in Sweden like get into e-commerce and like start to learn how to make money with e-commerce and launch a brand in terms of that and drop shipping and all this stuff. And yeah, it's really good results, good client testimonials. So that's simple explanation, I guess.
For sure. Cool. All right. Good stuff. So now that you guys are familiar with like really what he's doing and like kind of how this industry works, I want to dive into like more of your story, like kind of where you were at before. You mentioned you were running the agency before, we're working together. And kind of tell us a bit about that. Like when you're running the agency before, because I know a lot of guys can probably relate to this, you know, like you're making money online. Everyone's talking about like SMA. I also do that myself, like SMA. Get into that. It's usually pretty complex. And then tell us that story. Like what made you decide to eventually get out of the agency and get into sales? Like what kind of drove that decision for you?
I mean, in terms of the agency, you have to be like 6 people at the same time unless you build a big team, and it's very hard to build a big team like when you're just fresh in the game. So you gotta like learn everything. You gotta learn sales and like every single aspect of it, and it gets kind of tricky. Like I got a few clients here and there. It was a lot of hard work to get them, but I managed to get some clients. But it was hard, like in terms of fulfillment and also getting new clients at the same time, right? So I was at like sort of a crossroads, like either I kind of go all in with this and try to build a team of some sort, or I just head into sales and learn the most fundamental skill there is that I can apply in basically any business and just take with me forever, you know. And you can still make 10K a month like with only the sales aspect. So I just figured, I mean, it just makes more sense, you know, to go into sales and master the fundamental. And then if you want to launch an agency, you can do that. Like if I knew initially that like remote sales was a thing, I probably would have went into that. But everything is a part of the journey, right? And I'm not sad that I launched or ran the agency of some sort. Everything like is a stepping stone. So
yeah, 100%. It's kind of the same thing as me. Like you kind of realize you get into the agency as like to make money online, and then you realize like, okay, how to actually make money is by mastering skills. And then you're like, okay, what's the skill that I'm already good at? And typically that is sales. A lot of people, they like myself as well. Like you do well, like you can sell clients, but it's like the hard part is actually fulfilling. And it's like, okay, if I can just do sales and make money from that and master the skill, makes more sense. So it totally makes sense. For you, like when you were running the agency, like what was in terms of profit per month, like how much were you bringing in, like on average, I guess?
On average, I don't know, low numbers, but my best month was like 5-6K maybe a month. So that was probably my best month, but it was always a roller coaster. So not that much money, to be honest. But I mean, the agency, it works to run an agency. Like you can't say that it doesn't work, because like a lot of people in the same program I was in, they made really good money. They're still running it, making like a lot of money from it. But you got to ask yourself what you want to do, right? So, and for me, it was just the natural step was to go into sales.
Yeah, I think I agree with you 100%. It's like all business models work, you know, like it's drop shipping. Like a lot of people say that like, some stuff doesn't work, some stuff doesn't. Like obviously, like everything works. It's about being able to commit to something long enough to actually see results with it. And that's at least for myself, and I see a lot of people as well. They struggle with agency drop shipping because of the fact that it takes time to learn the different skills required to actually like make money with it.
Yeah.
So that's the thing with sales. Like sales, you come into a role, you can start making money pretty quickly with it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, for you, like when you come in, when we started working together, you landed a role. What was it like in a month, 2 months when we first started?
Yeah, like within a month, yeah, for sure.
Cool. Tell us a bit about that. When you had the agency, kind of left that, went into sales. Yeah, like what's been your journey in sales? Like how's everything been going so far? How much are you bringing in? Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's been a bit up and down, right? I wasn't on the best offer the first time, but like I learned all the fundamentals. I had a good sales manager as well, and I got like really good at skill, to be honest, in my first role. So I did that for a couple months, made maybe like 3K a month, not too much. And then I was talking with Alex again, and he's like, you gotta leave that role. You need a better role. Like your skill set is too good to sit here and wait around. You can land something better. So he started to like get me on a couple of interviews, and I managed to land another role like within a week's time of talking to you. So that went pretty quick as well. And now I'm bringing in, I don't know, maybe like 6-7K last month. So yeah, only looking to go upwards, like the company is scaling. So it's just a very solid role, fun people to be around. And that's short about the journey, I guess. But in the beginning, like with any sort of entrepreneurship that you go into, it's like 95% mindset and 5% like execution, because you don't know that it's working before you've actually done it. You know, you got to trust like someone else's word, even if it's like an agency, drop shipping, sales. So it's tough in the beginning, but if you just push through, anyone can do it, you know, if you put your mind to it, to be honest.
100%. That's something that you did extremely well in the beginning as well. You just jumped in when you first came into like working with me, like you just jumped fully into this industry and really like committed into it. You didn't like kind of hesitate, like you went all in. I know you went hard with like outreach and landed a role this very quickly. And I noticed it as well, like your skill set that's kind of like a common thing for a lot of people in this industry. A lot of people have a good skill set, but the vehicle, like the role that they're in, doesn't allow them to make like the money that they could be making, you know, just because of them being capped in a position. So that was a big thing, obviously, when I helped to get into that better offer now, where like you literally more than double your income just being in a better company without doing too much change in your skill set, for sure. I feel like that's a good idea. I get a good idea of kind of like your journey, like where you're at and things like that. Because what would you say like for someone that's looking to get into this space? I know a lot of people they've heard about all these business models. They feel like everything is kind of like scam. I don't know if anything works, etc. What would you say to someone who's like in that place right now? And yeah, because you made one with the agency, now you're in sales, making like even better money here. What would you say to someone who's like starting off and like skeptical about this entire industry and like what thing to get into?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, like you gotta find out how you want your life to be designed, right? And you gotta choose your vehicle based on that. Like, what do you want to do yourself? Because like any vehicle that you're gonna choose is gonna involve like a lot of hard work and dedication and a lot of mindset, and it's not gonna be easy, you know. It's not easy at the end of the day. Like you gotta put the work in. And for some people it goes faster, for some people it goes slower. But like I can only speak based on my own experience, which is running an agency and doing sales. And I would go into sales again if I chose like now, but because for me, it's just so fundamental. You learn on communication, speaking to people. It's just a fundamental in life in general. So like, even if you would go into the sales space and you would barely make any fucking money, it's still like super investment, because you learn how to communicate, you learn how to do everything. And if you actually commit to it, like, it's inevitable. Like you'll be good, but just find something that you feel like kind of suits you and feel for it. And like, is it aligned with how I want my day-to-day life to look like? And then base your decision based on that, pretty much.
Yeah, 100%. That's true. Like, that's something I notice a lot with the guys I work with. Like, in general, the guys in the community as well. Like, a lot of them, they come in and they lack confidence, lack like certainty in themselves. They learn, like, probably the same thing for you as well. Like, you learn how to sell properly, and like develops a lot of like leadership, certainty, confidence. It transfers over to like really all areas in your life, for sure. So I have one more question for you. This is more of like, for me, like my personal gain, I guess. What was like, from working with me and like because we're working together for a while now in terms of like the coaching and stuff, what do you feel like has been the main like one thing or like couple of things that you've gotten out of that specifically?
Oh, it's a very like one-on-one sort of approach. It feels like kind of a personal approach. It's not like some huge program you just get thrown into and then you're left alone, right? Like, it's more of a personal touch. You can go with like any sales guy out there that you like, but you kind of want to have some one-on-one, and I feel like I get that through Alex. You get like the personal touch with it, and your skill set is very good as well. Like, you've been on some of the top roles in the industry, and you're like crazy connected as well, right? Like, when I wanted that new offer, it was like bam, 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 interview, and just spamming me with interview. So it's like, your shit. I think, yeah, most of the programs out there, they're probably good, but a lot of them are like very, very big, and some of them, there's people that's barely making any money inside of it. It's just like a huge group. So for me, I like the personal touch. If I would invest in anything like in the future, I want sort of the personal touch. Like, at the end of the day, you buy into the person.
Yeah,
not just like the information it's all good, in most of the programs, but you got to buy from someone that you like resonate with and someone that you believe in. And that's pretty much it. And I like you. I like your energy. I like what you brought to me, right? And the skill set that you have. So it was just natural to me. And it was a very personal feeling.
I appreciate that, man. Good stuff. So I want to like wrap this up with two more questions I have for you. First, number one, just to give someone like an idea of like someone who's watching this right now and like, okay, I like Anton's story. I resonate with this. Maybe they're in an agency right now. Maybe they're, I don't know, working a 9 to 5. They just want to get into high-tech sales. What does your day look like right now? Like, when you're working, let's say a normal, like, I don't know, Thursday, Tuesday, whatever it is. What does your like typical working day look like? Like, how much do you actually work? What do you do during those hours? Give us an idea of what that look like.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, you can work like there's no limit to it, right? So the more you work, the merrier at the end of the day. So it's all based on personal discipline. But I wake up in the morning, do my morning routine, then I do a couple of hours of work, and I usually hit the gym, grab some lunch, do some more hours of work, and then I do like my wind down. So in the weekdays, I try to put as much work in as I can. On the weekend, like, I go a bit easier. I do work on the weekends now, even though it's optional, but I like to put a few hours in. And like at the end of the day, you get paid more when you work more, right? So it's good to put the hours in. But yeah, it's very, very flexible. Like, you can set your own hours pretty much and like schedule your day like you want it to be. Like, you can map it all out by your own personal preference.
And those hours when you're working, like, what does that typically look like for someone who doesn't like understand the role? Like, what do you do specifically during those hours? Like, let's say like in the morning when you do your first work block, like, what does that usually look like?
Like, I call people. I just call the whole list, talk to people for a couple of hours. Just dial. The people who have opted in, like we spoke about earlier, right? The people who's interested in the product, and I call them and I talk with them and I send them into the next call. So speak to people.
Yes, sir. Good stuff. All right, cool. And then the last thing I wanted to ask you as well, for someone watching this right now, okay, like I want to do remote sales, high-ticket sales, path I want to take. What would be like for you personally? And if you want to take a second to think about this, that's totally fine. Yeah, what's your like from your heart? Like, what would you advise them to do specifically?
Yeah, first of all, like, you can't get into this industry alone. Like, if you're gonna go into it without a mentor, like, good luck. At the end of the day, you can go with Alex or anyone, but you're gonna need someone. It's very hard to get your foot into this industry all by your own. So if you think that you can do that yourself, you're just naive, to be honest. Second of all, you're not gonna make 10K a month just sitting on your PC at the beach. Like, it's gonna require a lot of hard work, even though you have the freedom to do what you want with your day and put your own schedule. Like, there's a lot of hard work that has to go into this. And like, especially if you're on a really good like sales team, it's run like the military pretty much. Like, you gotta perform, you gotta put the hours in. Like, it's not for the weak, I'm telling you that. But yeah, it's a great industry. Huge learning curve. You learn a lot. Like, it's really fun. It's fun people that you're around. Like, everyone is like have a limitless mindset. Everyone is pushing each other, so you're surrounded by very good people as well in this whole industry. So it's just do it. Like, it's a great industry. If you're thinking about it, I would do sales.
Yeah.
Personally. But like I said, I can only speak based on personal experience. So
yeah, obviously there's definitely people that this is not for. Like, if you're someone who's like, yeah, I can't, like, I hate talking to people, like I hate opening my laptop and like talking to people and making money doing that, obviously then this is not for you. But if you're someone who's like actually likes psychology, communication, you want to get better at speaking with people, like you naturally like doing it as well, and you have the drive, willingness to like work hard, commit, and achieve bigger goals, and you want to master the most important skill, which you should be like, if you don't like talking to people, like you have to like kind of get over that and actually learn the skill regardless, I would say.
Yeah.
But if you're like actually looking to do that and actually want to like learn an important skill, this is the path to take. If that's not you, obviously there's other paths you can take in that case as well. But that's good stuff. I appreciate that sharing those tips. And yeah, good talking with you, man. I hope all of you guys are watching this find a lot of value in this. And yeah, we'll wrap it up here.
yeah, thanks for the call.
Thanks, man. That's it for this client interview. Hopefully you guys got a lot of value and some good insights from hearing Anton's story. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, just like Anton's done, to get similar results to him, you can apply to join my inner circle by booking a call down below this video or messaging me on Instagram. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.